All right, angle relationships, we're doing section 1.6. Here's some vocabulary. You don't have a place on your page to write this down because you have them in your definition sheets. So the things that are on your sheets will be actually naming angles, so don't worry about writing this down, okay? All right. You have your definition sheets, and yes, you have vertical angles on there, you have linear pairs on there, you have complementary angles on there, and you have supplementary angle on there. Okay, if you want to look at them, you can. I was going to have us read them out. I will read them for you, okay? If someone can hand them to me so I can see. Okay, a vertical angle are non-adjacent angles formed by two intersecting lines or two intersecting segments. Okay? We'll talk about what that means in a minute. A linear pair, top up there, two adjacent angles whose non-common sides are opposite rays. We'll talk about those in a minute. We'll show you what it means. Complementary are angles whose measures are 90 degrees. And supplementary is angles whose measures are 180 degrees. So let's go to a diagram, put those on. Here's where you guys can start writing. Vertical angles, it said that they were non-adjacent.
So like 2 and 4.
2 and 4 are non-adjacent. That means they are not next door to each other. They are not adjacent. Now, it's not just non-adjacent. It's when two lines intersect. Not when 3 or 4 or 10 intersect. When two intersect. So 2 and 4 are non-adjacent when those two intersect. Like the scissors, I think those are so vertical angles here. We have angle 4 and 2. What else?
3 and 1.
3 and 1. Those, the ones that are right across from each other. Okay, we're going to talk about a relationship that they have with each other in a little bit.
Oh, do we put that next to vertical angles?
I would, yes, definitely put that in there. Okay, how we doing?
I put it over here. I didn't.
That's fine. That's fine. And if you want to put, Josie, if you want to put angle 4 and 2 and 3 and 1 there also, okay? All right, that one right there, the 4 and 2 and 3 and 1 would really be helpful if you put that right there. Okay? All right, we're going to go to the linear pairs now. The linear pairs are the ones that are adjacent.
So 1 and 2. Oh, wait.
Yes, they are the ones that are adjacent. There's a lot of adjacent ones.
That'll be 1 and 2.
1 and 2 are adjacent. 4 and 3 are adjacent.
1 and 2. 2 and 3.
2 and 3, yes. And 4 and 1. There's a whole bunch.
3 and 4. And 4 and 1.
1 and 2, 2 and 3, 3 and 4, 4 and 1.
1 and 2, 2 and 3, 3 and 4, 4 and 1. That's
Okay,
it.
I'm going to put 2 of them, 2 sets. You can put 4 sets if you wanted, all of them if you wanted. I'm putting the little angle symbol with them. It's up to you.
No.
Now we're going to talk about complementary and supplementary. I have a different picture. You need to add something to your picture, okay? Oh, just a second. We're going to talk about relationships next. You're going to still stay at the top up there. All right. Can you even just think about what these vertical angles? Can you think of how they might be related to each other? If I took a pair of scissors and I had, if I have them like with my arms like this is 1 at the top and 3 at the bottom. If I squeeze my arms more, what happens to the top two?
So those angles are always congruent.
They are always congruent. Vertical angles are congruent.
Where did we write that? Just
vertical angles are congruent.
Linear pairs aren't necessarily.
Linear pairs are not congruent. They can be sometimes, but they're not always. Vertical angles are always congruent. Okay. I'm going to take out my picture here. Oops. Linear pairs. What kind of an angle did I just emphasize there? What kind of an angle?
Straight.
Straight angles are what degrees?
180.
180. By that linear, the angle addition postulate, this angle plus this angle will be 180 degrees. So linear pairs always add up to 180 degrees.
So linear pair.
So angle 1 plus angle 2 equals 180.
Very good. Angle 1 plus angle 2 equals 180 degrees. You could have done that with all those linear pairs that you wrote down. 1 and 2. Okay? Linear pairs are always equal to 180. We're going to use another vocabulary word for that 180 in a moment.
Linear is going to be.
Okay, now we're going to move down to the bottom. Some words complementary and supplementary. Yeah, I already did all this. Yep. We wrote the you can put some pictures on your definition sheets too. All right, we talked about complementary and supplementary a minute ago. Complementary angles add up to 90 degrees. So we have, and I need you to add something to your picture. You guys don't have that little box. It just didn't show up in your picture. So put the little box that I emphasized down there at the bottom? This one I'm going to make it in red, right there. That box, if you have a box on an angle, it means that it is a right angle.
Same with number 3 then.
Yeah.
The 5 and 1.
Because it's vertical. Yes. The mathematicians don't generally draw both of the boxes because they don't like to do extra.
Wait, do we need to like draw it on all of these then?
No, just draw it on the one. We'll talk about it though. That's a good question. All right. So what
not on
angles?
Number 3? Not on number 3?
You can. You don't have to. What angles add up to 90 degrees right here? What two angles add up to 90 degrees?
5 and 1.
5 and 1 are called complementary angles because they add up to 90. So we could say over here, angle 1 plus angle 5 equals 90 degrees, and they are complementary. Supplementary angles add up to 180. We just said something was 180 a minute ago. What kind of angles are 180?
Straight angle?
The straight ones,
yeah.
but which ones did we have that were straight above?
Vertical.
Not vertical, but
Linear.
linear pairs. So, but not all angles are linear pairs that are supplementary. If I had an angle over here that was 100 degrees, and I had an angle over here that was 80 degrees, these would be supplementary, but they would not be a linear pair because they're not written on top of a straight angle, okay? So just because they are supplementary doesn't mean they're a linear pair, but all linear pairs are supplementary. Do you understand the difference? 3 and 2 are linear pairs, and those linear pairs are supplementary. But just because they're supplementary didn't necessarily mean that they were linear pairs. Like these two down here that I drew were not linear pairs, but they're supplementary, okay?
Oh, upside up and down. So where would I write? What would I write for underneath the supplementary?
I would write linear pair. You could write the linear pairs. We could also do angle 2 plus angle 3 equals 180. I had a picture there a moment ago of an angle that's 100 degrees and an angle that's 80 degrees, and those are also supplementary if you wanted to kind of have like stars or something of the things that could be. Just because they are, they don't have to be linear pairs to be supplementary.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now we're going to do 2 examples. You can see them. Some of you printed yours in blue. Some of you just printed them in black and white, and they're at the bottom of the page, okay? So, I've got this example that's right. Got them already. Here we go. Here it comes. What kind of angles are those? Are those vertical?
Linear pair.
Linear pairs. Oh, we also have there's another terms we had on the last lesson, adjacent. Mm-hmm. These are also adjacent. And so what do we know about them? Are they equal? Do they add to 180? Do they add to 180? They add to 180. So if they add to 180, we can make an equation. So let's make that equation. 3x plus 5 plus x plus 15 equals 180. I'll let you solve that. We'll do it together in a moment. All right, we're going to solve this one. We have 3x plus 20 equals 5x minus 50. I'm going to add the 50 to the other side. We set them equal because they're vertical angles. 3x plus 70 equals 5x. I'm not going to have enough room. Oh, it's okay. It's okay. I'm going to subtract the 3x. 70 equals 2x. You with me so far? Is that what you got?
Mm-hmm.
Very good, very good. If you need a calculator, it's okay. I know that 2 goes into 70 35 times. So x equals 35. I don't have enough room to keep this here. You have room on your paper now. We need to do y.
So we've got to do 35.
What do you have to do? Yeah.
Y plus 35 equals 180? Or 180 minus 35?
Well, you know that
no.
you know that if you plugged 35 in there, you could get an angle measure. Because 35 is that x
yeah.
value, right?
Yeah.
So if we did 5 times 35 minus 50, we could plug it in. What is 5 times 35 minus 50? I need help with that one. Someone help me.
$125.
125. So we know that this piece right here is 125.
And then we do plus
So these two added together should equal how much?
180.
So we go y plus 125. That should equal 180, right?
Mm-hmm.
Amy, you with me?
Yeah, I'm just
Good.
catching up.
You can catch up. I just want to make sure your brain's with me too.
I think so.
So then, say that. Are you confused? What you said?
Yeah.
Okay.
So 35 times 5 is 125.
Did you guys minus the 50?
I did.
Can I see? Let me see.
Yeah, I did.
5 times 35 minus 50 is what I did.
I did it in my calculator
Yes.
too.
So the whole thing is 125.
So what's 5 times 35?
Okay, so
Oh, I see. 5 times 35 is 175.
Okay.
Then the whole thing's fine. Yeah. There
How
we
do
go.
you know to do it with the 5x minus 50 instead of the 3x plus 20?
Ooh, very, very good question. It wouldn't have mattered. Because if you would have plugged in the 5 right there, 35 right there, if you would have taken, watch Amy, if you would have taken and put the 35 right here, okay, 3 times 35 plus 20, 3 times 35 plus 20, you would have also gotten 125
Okay.
because these two are equal. That is a fantastic question.
Okay.
It wouldn't have mattered. I love it. You guys are fantastic. Okay, so now what do I do?
You subtract the 125 from the 180.
Yeah.
Good. Oh, running out of room. What'd you guys get?
Wait.
I got 55.
Oh, wait. Oh, yeah, I got 55 from that. But...
Equals. That's an equals.
Oh. Okay.
There you go.
Oh, yeah, because... Yeah, okay.
Okay, no problem. You got it. Minus 55.
Yeah, let's do that smaller so I can do it faster.
All right. We've done vertical. We've done vertical angles. We've done adjacents. We've done linear pairs. We've done complementary, supplementary. Woo!
So is this not yours one? I have this other one. This is yours. Oh, Amy, is this yours?
Yes.
Check out. Fantastic. We did all these today. You guys are great. I'll post these up on YouTube.